Okay, so we go to news. Oh,
Good morning.
good morning.
Happy New Year, Mr. Lucci and everybody.
Happy New Year. Good morning, everybody. I'll let everybody trickle in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Morning, Derek, Adrian, Alex. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We take a look at what's going on this morning. Boa tarde. And K. Dirk, are you in Portugal then? I would imagine you are. Futures are down a little bit. There's no real news here, but bonds here are down. So if you take a look at bonds here, um, you'll finally see a decent move lower here. There's a couple things to take a look at here this morning. Obviously, the bonds being the first one, um, and then crypto. Crypto. I have a kind of theory about this. If you take a look at BTC, BTC is at 45, almost hit 46,000 here, basically. And if you look at it for the last month, more or less, we hit 44,000 consolidated here. Here's your breakout. This is kind of where people would go long aggressively. And I think they get trapped, right? So if you see, 46, 47, 48, but then you see a sharp move back down into this range, I'm going to start shorting aggressively. Um, and some of some of the Bitcoin names are pretty wild here. So if you take a look at Coinbase, I mean, huge move lower, gap up all the way back into the you know where we sold off from, and now we're coming all the way back in, regardless with some of the crypto names up. So there's a lot of confusion now in this space, and then there's a lot of sort of decoupling, I guess you could call it. And that's making things even more confusing. So if you look at the Mara sold off what 10 points on fucking Friday, which was nuts. The name's still at around 27 here, but it's just interesting now the way that they're going to trade here. Tesla had some delivery numbers that came out in line more or less, and the stock is not trading that bad. It's trading around 250 here. And then you got this big gap down here on the markets. Remember, Friday you had a sell off. They came all the way back at the close, and now we're lower than where we were on Friday. So, you know, my my emotions are like, yo, just short the fuck out of everything off the open. And then there's obviously some hesitation because every time I've fucking done that shit, it hasn't worked. So those are my 2 cents here. Apple did get a downgrade here this morning. I have no idea why, nor do I give a shit. But where stock's trading at around 188 and change. So Apple is pretty weak here off the open. But let me kick it over to Wall Street Jesus here for some noteworthy activity for the first day of the new year 2024. How are you, Jesus?
What's up, Mr. Jesus? Happy New Year, everybody. Happy and healthy, everybody out there. Yeah, same thing. On your same level. Not again. Start of the new year. Interesting that we start lower, even with a move here in Bitcoin. And for reasoning behind the Bitcoin here in ETF related, I don't know. Again, we've heard that before. I don't know if anything different. You guys probably know better than I do regarding that. But regarding the Bitcoin names, keep in mind they were continuing to rip even as Bitcoin kind of was just stuck in a range. So a lot of that rally has already been priced into a lot of these Bitcoin miners. In regards to the market, it got some crazy shit over the holiday last couple of days over the weekend, from earthquakes to more Middle East nonsense in the Red Sea. So I think people coming into the new year are seeing how much we've rallied, weighing that there's still some risk out there that's obviously not being factored in. Our risk has been sucked out of the market, and you got an excuse for profit, some profit taking. This is the dynamic, I think, which makes this market impossible to handicap over the intermediate term here. I think you try to take advantage of this stuff, kind of cue off the flow when technicals or whatever you guys seem to have some confidence in on an intraday basis. Try to take advantage of moves. This will loosen things up. But this is kind of expected when you rally in a straight line like we have over the last 2 months. You got to get these gut checks. And, for this to turn into something bigger, it's got to be something that shocks the market and overcomes that Fed dynamic, that rate cut that's at play. Otherwise, people are going to be looking to take advantage of dips, right, who missed in this rally. So you got some really interesting things here at play that I think are going to make it tough in either direction on the follow-through side, but should loosen up the ranges, which makes that good.
Okay. Ron, what are you thinking here with this gap down, man? Does this pique your interest here, or are you feeling the same way I am, or are you gonna chill out?
Well, first thing, Happy New Year. I'm trying to figure out what day it is.
I know, right? Jesus.
I look at this like I just have ES up right now, so yes, I'm in the same thought process as you, Lucci, but the other thing is that this has been a very strong uptrend. So if this sells off, like, I don't mind if it comes down to, say, 47.34, but anywhere in between here, they could just come back in and start buying again. So I think you gotta have a little caution off of the open, but there's a lot of individual names that I'd love to catch for short. Boeing being one of them, Coin being one of them. Like, there's a ton of names that if they decide to sell this shit off, where you and I are going to go and make a fuckload of money in a very short time, my friend. So that's my thought process.
Boeing downgraded too this morning. Boeing, a couple big names downgraded this morning.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's it's very tempting. Of course, I've been watching this Boeing for the breakdown for a long time. I mean, Thursday it looked like, it basically looked like this, and then it had that sort of inside day even when the market was selling. Now we're finally getting that downgrade. It's just very interesting, the timing of this, obviously being the first day of the month here after the most ridiculous rally we've seen in fucking decades. So it's very interesting, the games. Yeah, it's very interesting, the games that they play. And you add on the Bitcoin move to 46,000 overnight, it adds to the confusion here. So, keep it tight. Keep it tight. The range is here, clearly. The fucking range is here. I mean, you can shoot SPX 0 DTEs. I would imagine today is going to be pretty aggressive. So, there'll be some moves.
And keep an eye on that dollar. Remember, we've been talking about the dollar, that a lot of the upside has been off dollar weakness, right? And eventually, even if the dollar's headed lower, you're going to get a bear market rally, and that's what we kind of got to bounce today. And equities are selling off, So that's I've been a high correlation there. Weak dollar, equities up, that kind of facade that we've been talking about. So keep an eye on the dollar.
Interesting to note.
Go ahead, Rancho.
Just real quick, SPY is set to open up on the anchored volume weighted average price of when Jerome Powell started shooting his mouth off. So just something of note.
Okay. I mean, I think Silver's is saying something also kind of similar here. We're kind of at the lower end of that expected move on SPX. We're going to open there, and he's saying expect a rally, and that's when you short. Don't short the open in the hole, and I think that's some great advice right there. However, I'm also an asshole, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens today. All right, what are you guys up to? You got 4 minutes left to the open here. Think is talking about LBPH, which is a small cap. Let's take a look at this one. Wow, $6 to about $20, and this looks like a pharmaceutical company here, Longboard Pharmaceutical, and apparently they make longboards and have some medicine.
Just like there's a longboard. The boards that.
Well, it's one of those.
Surfer
You
bra.
don't really do. Yeah, you don't do tricks on it. You can just go longer distances and use less force. I guess.
It's definitely a board for old guys like me who need a little extra time to get on the board, as opposed to a short board with a quick wave and a quick takeoff. Longboard is a easier board and definitely designed for a more longer, cushier ride.
There you go. If you look at oil is up here because some drama here in the Middle East, I think, and that's why we got to pop up here on the oil. It's already kind of fading here though.
The Houthis.
Right.
The Houthis are getting frisky.
They're getting
right.
frisky.
Rivian also had some delivery numbers as well, and that thing is down. So it's trading down about 22. Kind of the opposite here of Tesla. What else you guys got? What are you guys looking for? What are you guys looking to shoot at? I mean, I've been watching this BA, so I kind of want to stick to this BA and try to catch a move down to 255. We'll see how these options open up, but and then we want to see what SPY is going to do. So, Luciano, Happy New Year, John Smith. Steven here is looking to short Mara pop off the open. Nice. Again, I do definitely want that BTC short. Absolutely. If it fades back, and that's gonna be a wait and see type of trade.
You see that earthquake in Japan? I'm sure you saw it, but crazy, huh?
Did not see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, yeah, it was a crazy earthquake. I think multiple earthquakes. The end is near, my friend.
The end is near.
Earthquakes and tidal waves. It's always right around the corner, Jay.
Yep.
Man, I went to the gym this morning and I am tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too. Like Ranchero said, I forgot what day it is. I don't even know a date. Forget it. I mean, a fog.
Yeah, I've been eating like a fucking
These holidays, like they're crazy.
Like an absolute monster, man. I've been eating. Let's see where the BA options open up. I'm going to be looking at the 255s most likely. 255s looks like they close at around $3 here. Let's see where they open up today. If anybody uses Active Trader, is there any way to just click on the option and get it to populate on a fucking, on some shit? Let me know. What is it, the year first? Brahman is saying you got to use the colored tabs to link chart. All right, so you're saying if I link, nah. So I got to use another. I got to have another one, is what you're saying. It's got to be linked to something. All right, well, I'll figure it out. Instead of having to do this shit. All right, let's see what we open up at. Keep an eye on SPY. Natalia, let me know when those numbers open up. I mean, ya sabemos más o menos.
All these EV names had delivery numbers, I guess, all right, from the China names. And, Tesla, I guess, was for China. Oh, Rivian, too, I think. That's why the flow was wonky in Tesla and all these things. The last few days last week.
Pero el CM no es mucho. Wow. Even more confusing. Rivian, you got some Tesla bulls here off the open. It'll be interesting to see where some of this flow goes. If you take a look at oil here, XOM and CVX are kind of pulling up. The BA options here are too wide to trade for now. I also been watching the Goldman Sachs here, waiting for a short pull off on that one, but again, it's
All the banks are bouncing.
Yeah, not going to be that hard. Does anybody have a lotto ticket to go back up? Silvers, did you throw out a lotto yet for a SPY call? That we just retrace this whole fucking thing? Because that could happen. That could happen.
Guys, keep an eye on Lockheed has potential to really break out here.
I see what you're looking at. Take a look at Lockheed Martin. OMT. What about that ENPH? Is this thing pulled back yet? A little bit. Disney here still trading over 90. And if we look at the Boeing here, starting to come back.
Fuck. Gotta relook. Every fucking day, clear cache. Roncho, we got to put that on our desk every day. Clear cache.
Nvidia, nice drop off the open. Where's that AMD? 143 and change on that AMD. Semis here looking slightly weak. Looking weaker. This AMD, man. Very
The semis, you had some news out of that ASML regarding China orders. The same negative news that's been weighing on some semis.
They should block that equipment from being shipped over there.
Yep.
I don't see why people see that as a bad thing.
Silver's had a big overnight put on SPX. Looks like he locked that in. Nice job at Silver's. I'm going to wait here until something becomes so obvious that I have to get a piece of it.
I think it's Lockheed.
All right, let's take a look at the Lockheed here. I'm going to pull up the CVS. CVS got some flow on it. Jesus, you see these?
Yeah. You got Walgreens earnings this week, too.
So you got some buying going on at CVS. Take a look at that one. Might get a little Momo trade on CVS. That thing might hit the scanner, too. If it's got one more shot. Let's take a look at more on some of the BTC names. Coming back here already, 25 and change. Let's see where BTC is trading. BTC is now trading. I don't think now it's even correlated, though. BTC is holding 46.6 around. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. No trades here for me thus far.
48.5 on prior 48.2 with a range of 49.8 to 48.2.
Is that today? That's today.
Let's get our little Gex tool up. picker. All right. What else we got? Let me take a look at this AMD again. Tesla here was trading 250 in the pre-market here, already back down to about 246. Tough.
So according to delegates, OPEC Plus plans monitoring meeting in early February.
Singapore that OPEC Plus planning a monitoring meeting in early February.
Monitoring meeting in early February.
Mr. John Smith, it's still too early, man. It's still too early. The Microsoft here trading 372. That thing got hit pretty bad.
Oh, you're never going to get out of that.
Oil here, not doing much. CVX and XOM still kind of just playing around here. Short-term trading is talking about IWM. Is that weaker or stronger? IWM looks
Francis
stronger.
CGM raising container ship rates from Asia to the Mediterranean region by as much as 100%, effective January 15th.
Take a look at the Boeing here. Boeing here faded off, back down to about 257 and change. This one's a tough one. I think the easier trade on Boeing is to sell the calls. That's the much easier trade on Boeing. Why is it saying MSTR is on a rip? Well, fucking BTC is doing the damn thing. Amazon here, you got some put sweepers on the Amazon 148s here. They're going off. Let's see. Oh, this thing is trading. Yeah, it looks weak. Fang names here. Man, I'm tired already. That NVIDIA, man, down 12. Those semis were the ones to go for. AMD back at lows. All right, SPY here, pre-market lows. It's maybe a little bit more from here. Let's see if we can break those through. Yeah, NVIDIA caught a lot of people trying to go for the $500. What do you got on the
casinos? Macau casino is strong today. Or strong Macau numbers. Win. Las Vegas Sands, I think, is up. A couple of those struggling casinos.
All right, so you get some Win. Yeah, take a look at Win. You got rotation back into Win. By the way, Citigroup is green. Is Goldman Sachs really down? Not really. Not really.
Here's some shop bowls for you, Lucci. Nice size.
I see that.
September 80s. Yeah, nice week.
Shop's been a tough one. It's been tough
Indeed.
recently. Shop has been a tough one recently. I'm not going to lie.
The 5 minutes for next data, December final U.S. manufacturing PMI from S&P expected 48.4. That'll be up 0.2 from the prelim.
Apple got popped pretty good today, huh?
Yeah, Barclays downgrade there.
Measure that one.
And Apple's been weak prior.
Yeah, these guys are so good.
What do you got?
All I did was throw a fib on Apple from its most recent low to high, and they opened this thing right on a fib level. I mean, that's why I'm just like, it's not coincidence. They do this shit all the fucking time, and it lines up with an anchor from the low. Nothing active. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you could short it, the Apple, and look for 182 as a target, but that's like when they take this much of a chunk out of it, it's freaking hard to do.
100%. 100%. That is usually the case.
These spreads on Lockheed are finally starting to tighten up. They were so wide that I couldn't even trade it. But I am looking at this thing for a nice breakout here. So
Crude futures
might look like 30 days out on this Lockheed.
last hour slipping into negative territory now, down a 0.1%, 71, spot 59.
Brent oil futures as well, turning negative after rising by $3 a barrel and the session.
Where's that NVIDIA now? NVIDIA was to trade today, man. Down 15 on that NVIDIA, man. That's a big, big dump. That is a big dump. So that makes the whole, that move on NVIDIA AMD from last week, to 150 here. It's kind of just bullshit. Ron's whispering math out here. Coin here is about to break low of day, right? So you got coin also dumping low of day. It's very interesting.
This is what this is. We were talking about people holding for the NVIDIA breakout. Just hold, the whole market goes up every day. I just posted the GIF in the room. Look.
GIF it.
That's you. That's you in the black shirt holding NVIDIA. Just got laid out by that shit.
All right, I've tried like 4 different times to get filled on this Lockheed and set the trade up multiple different ways. I can't get filled on it, and the bid-ask spreads on it are freaking brutal. And even if I get a move, I'm gonna have a hard time coming out of it. So it's a pain in the ass on the Lockheed. You're better off trading the equity on this thing.
Yeah, the flow really lacks off the open here. Nothing too chaotic. Some QQQ protection just flowed in as I'm talking.
The U.S. manufacturing PMI December final in just a few seconds.
QQQ protection for tomorrow, it looks like. Anybody going for a dip buy on this NVIDIA? That's a pretty fat wash there.
47.9 below 48.4 expected for manufacturing PMI. Skinny Mexico remittances for November at 4.9 billion versus 5.8 billion prior.
What were those crude inventories? What are you talking about?
No, PMI. Oh, maybe afterwards, yeah.
So PMI 5, and then you got construction spending in another 15 minutes. And then you've got the bill announcements.
Contraction in output is seen as orders fall at a sharper pace than support. rate of inflation has seemed to pick up by S&P in this report, and the joint fastest drop in employment since June 2020. So again, this report shows inflation up, employment down to the most since June 2020. So comments from Williamson, the chief economist at S&P Global, says US manufacturers ended the year on a sour note.
And if I'm honest, saying that budgets will not be released except under the conditions set by Hamas.
Recent order book decline intensified. Manufacturing will therefore likely have acted as a drag on the economy in Q4, according to, again, S&P's Williamson. CF stock index is holding on to their losses following that report. We have posted out the full report on the feed as well.
Now, one of your dogs, Jay?
No, I hear him now. He's like, I don't know where he's coming from.
Sounds like a big dog.
Yeah.
Do you
Big
have any
dog.
big dogs, or are they all little ones?
They're all little now. The two big guys passed a couple of years back.
Hmm.
A little more protection than Intel, seeing some protection this morning. That had a nice run too.
Had a good run all of last year.
Yeah, it's been
Decided to
nice
run
work with.
after I closed my long-term position on it. Piece of
Oh, you
shit.
had this long term?
Where I tried, didn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, I mean, this was a pain in the ass for a long time now.
Yeah. Speaking of long-term positions, I have a nice handful. For those of you who are interested in the Steamroom that want to be in something long-term, there's a couple of good setups out there. So tune in for that later today. That's going to be posted in the room.
Now you get these little tech sell programs that have been going off since the open. Mostly NASDAQ stuff.
Ozzy, I keep trying to get into a Lockheed 30 days out, 465 by 475. The bid-ask spread on it is 290 by 440 right now. So I'm not liking how, and they just keep making it wider. So I'm not liking the activity there. But I think Lockheed's on the verge of making a run here.
Are you? Oh, but you don't have a position yet.
I can't get filled.
Ah, that's right. That's right. You were talking about it's better to trade stock. That's right.
Ozzy's in the 465, 455 calls this week from last week. So Ozzy, what is your entry price on those 455s? Because if you're in a weekly on a breakout right here above the 50, in my opinion, it would be smart of you to consider a roll or partial profits either here or at 464 and a half.
If you take a look at the Q, the GEX tool, Q, SPY, SPX, and all that, we are, put walls are moving down basically.
Ozzy, you're in those. You doubled on those. If you double on something, you got to consider some management. And I know you trade size, bro.
Now at the top of the hour, we get the US construction spending month over month for the month of November. The forecast is 0.5%.
Cleanest trade.
You guys want to flip a coin?
Cleanest trade to me is short some fucking calls, man. That looks like the cleanest trade here to me. Lee Hutch saying Apple is weak. No surprise. That's what it is. NVIDIA now down 17 here, slowly trickling here, still holding the lows. Anybody trying to bounce that, you're going to have to sit on it and wait a little bit. John Smith is saying we spend so much time bullish, it's impossible to get a bear view now. I mean, it's difficult to get a bear view. Is what you want to say? You know, it's difficult. 100%. 100%.
To my point of it's not worth getting a bear view.
It's day
Right.
one.
90% of the time.
Sure.
It's day one.
Sure. Pulling up the Netflix here. Netflix is down about 13 here. So a lot of the Q names here are what's driving most of the action here. If you look at banks here, they haven't sold at all. JPM and a couple other names here, they look totally fine here. Oil and banks looks like they're getting a small rotation. Again, nothing
And
crazy.
Bitcoin still holding?
Bitcoin is still holding. It is trading now 45,300. It has dropped about 200 points. But yeah, that's about it. John Smith is saying, look at SPY Daily. I say we do 460 or 450 in a couple of weeks. That would be a really solid pullback, John. I mean, I think buy some time here on your options if you like it. Bruce is saying Tesla is strong AF. Emphasis on
Air Force?
AF.
Air Force.
Yes, AF actually means Air Force.
Oh.
You got some Tesla put buying, as we say that, in the monies, though. Man, I kind of want to take a nap.
Ozzy, you see that little rinse on LMT? That's why you got to consider the management at that spot, unless that was you dumping a shitload of contracts that actually caused that little dip right back down to the VWAP. Let's look at these Amazon lines. It's still kind of mixed. I thought it was mostly puts.
BNT, oh, that's small though. BNTX on Bull Flow. A couple of the medical bio names. Dr. Fauci, mRNA, up strong off an upgrade today.
Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci. I'm sticking with Boeing, guys. I'm short Boeing, looking for 255. It'd be nice to see 255. Looking at the GEX tool, which, by the way, guys, it's a tool that is available to you when you join the Steamroom, and it's a very useful tool for trading SPY and just kind of getting a read on overall sentiment here as well. Yeah, so I am short Boeing. I'm in the 255 puts, and I'm in the 255 puts from about $1.90, and I'm looking for 255 here. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
You got Pfizer weekly calls active. Another pharma name.
Pfizer weekly calls. Wow. Take a look at Pfizer, guys. Having a solid day here. Having a solid day here. Aaron is saying healthcare strong today. Coin and snap lows.
Man, I like that coin short. Good God.
Well, where's the coin? Let me take a look at this coin. Where is this thing? 162. Holy shit! This is the name to be trading here, folks.
Could be.
God damn. Eddie, you see this thing? Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Where is the Mara? Mara's at 24 here. You might go for a laggard trade on this Mara here if you guys want to trade, if you guys want to hit the catch up. Eddie, that Affirm looks like it's trading. It looks like it's going pretty well. UPST. Yeah, you got pullbacks, UPST, Affirm across the board here. Across the board here. You got Meta down 11. We haven't seen a decent down day on Meta for a while here, and it made it all happen in the first freaking 10 minutes. Wow.
More data in 2 minutes.
You got some data coming out. A couple of minutes here. Let's stick around for that. NVIDIA put wall has now moved down to 470. It has now moved down to 470. FYI. I mean, when you think of how many trap longs are in this thing, shit. If they really want to get it, if they really want to smoke them, let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft looks like a bit of a laggard from the selling perspective. Meanwhile, oil continues higher. Jeez, Microsoft got fucking smoked here too. It's not easy. Shit is not easy. Dark Brian is talking about Robin Hood.
They bought Lockheed right back on the VWAP. Let's see if we get this thing to settle down a little bit. I still would like to find a way in for 30-day expo on this.
At the top of the hour in November, construction spending month-on-month expected 0.5% and 0.6% reading prior. Also looking for Colombia manufacturing PMI for December and S&P Mexico manufacturing PMI for December. No estimates there.
Watch for your SPY bounce here. Could get aggressive too, considering how much the Qs have sold very quickly.
November.
All right, what do you guys got? Solar here coming back since Dark Brian.
Seconds.
Oil looks like it does have a decent rotation. At least they're being held up. Yeah, John Smith is saying SPY we can do 473.70 and 475 are our targets. I don't disagree.
Rising to expansion territory for 49.4 prior. Mexico manufacturing at 52.0 down to 52.5 prior.
I think you
Yeah,
can see
got
NVIDIA here.
Carvana Lotto's active in Carvana.
Yep, I saw those. SPY here recouping. This looks like we want to go higher.
A little more than 30 minutes into trading session, stocks trying to come up off of early session lows. The NASDAQ still down more than 200 points on the composite. The Dow is down about 12 currently. The S&P down 27.
Damn, AMD hit fucking 140, man. They gutted that.
100 UAW members are preparing for a strike at Allison Transmissions, Alpha Lima Lima Yankee.
So there's some fire revised up to
Ally
1.5%.
Financial.
Yeah, it's Alpha Lima Sierra November there, ALSN.
And we have posted out the construction spending reports on the feed for anybody interested.
That's another biotech.
UG Furnace is asking Ranchero a question. Sometimes the best trades are the ones you can't get a fill on and won't let you in. He's asking, you don't like paying up when price moves in your direction?
No, it's more about how big, especially on a spread, and even if it's not a spread, how wide is the bid-ask spread? Because if there's not enough liquidity, the market maker has the opportunity to kind of push the price around wherever they want. So if you want to get out, even if your option should be worth, whatever it is more than what you paid for it, the market maker doesn't have to let you out. So if there's not enough liquidity there, it can be very difficult, even though you got your move, to get a profit out of it. So you've got to be thoughtful about how you're going to enter and exit, because if you don't have that, already thought out in front, the opportunity for you just getting punched in the face is very high.
Indeed. SPY here, continuing the bullishness off the low here. Let's see if we can hold this and continue higher. Warrior Eddie is calling out AMG. Amgen Pharma's here on fire. Amgen looking pretty damn good. What's my Ozempic trade doing? It doesn't look that hot.
It's fat.
Yep.
UPST are those weeklies. Next week, seeing some flow.
Got some call buying on UPST. Meh. This vertical square feet gardening here. Some interesting comments here. What's your story, man? XOM, you got a continued bid, which is surprising here, considering how weak it was yesterday. Oil was super weak yesterday. Remember, oil still never bounced here along with the rest of the market. Bruce here continues the Tesla here, saying outperforming the market. Tesla back to 250. This is a tough trade here right now. This is a tough trade. All right, SPY going for fresh highs here. Let's take a look at the crypto markets. 45,295 on BTC. Not really doing much. Win, yeah, casinos here. I mean, Jesus was talking about it earlier. There was some note out of Macau, right?
Oh, yeah, Macau number's strong.
So you got an interesting rotation here, guys. You got rotation of plenty of names here. You got pharma, oil, and you got some casinos. So you got plenty of rotation there. And then you got rotation out of, some of the high flyer names. The Metas, the Microsofts, the Amazons, the Nvidias. But you got some big-ass ranges here. Some really big ranges. So keep it tight. Something will be dropped on your lap soon. I'm going to hit the head. I will be right back.
It's in the financial truest repeat buyer, Febs, TFC. J&J, some buying. 7160s.
J&J. That's a pharma, yeah.
Yeah, healthcare.
Wow, take a look at these guys.
Strong as hell.
I don't know if you guys are part of these. I don't really trade pharma at all, really. I don't know about you, Ranchero, but this is usually
No.
not my cup of tea.
But yeah, it's been a long time. Like the only one that I like in that group is Lily, maybe NBO, but it's all I'm thinking is the fat trade. I don't know drugs. I know medical device. I don't know drugs. That is a stupid Pfizer.
Yeah, the Pfizer, right?
Yeah, that's a stupid move.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, you look at the J&J. Pull up the J&J. It's fucking kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, I like that the J&J technically looks better than the freaking Pfizer does. Because the 50 and the 200, the 200 is about to cross the 50. So I like J&J better, just for the technical picture. The Pfizer
Right.
looks like it could be a sparkle and fade.
Right.
But I don't know shit about
Best ISRG.
ISRG. That's another.
Now we're talking medical device.
Right. MasterCard and Visa, those are also two high flyer names that are slowly kind of, pushing down. What about like Dow stocks, like Caterpillar and all that shit? Are those things moving? What's up with your Costco, Ranchero?
Oh, Costco's fun. Costco and Amazon are long-term positions. So this Costco had a really nice run to the end of the year. I would look for it at the 21-day moving average, exponential moving average, to see if it checks up. And then that might be a place to consider an add.
Got you.
But here, there's nothing to do.
Nothing to do. Take a look at
Amazon might be a nice spot to add right here on the 21 EMA, because we're also long-term long on Amazon. Looking to add another name or two to long-term for 2024. But you got to be a member to get that info. Otherwise, you're just going to stay here in Gen Pop.
Gen Pop. Weakness here stays in the big techs. But I'm sure breadth is starting to change a little bit. Hutch, you want to give us an update here on some of the breadth? Clow saying J&J is almost done on the talc $10 billion settlement. That'll be the trigger to the upside. Well, I would say today's action is already quite the trigger. Let's take a look back at this Tesla here. 250 on the Tesla still. You get a bounce in Qs, guys, and your market goes higher. Bouncing Qs, and we are going higher. If and could be a big if. Banks here holding. I got nothing here. I mean, holding the Boeing short, still looking for 255. Let's see if we get up in there. Hutch just posted the ADD again. It's looking like it's 50-50. So it definitely improved from the morning. And again, you got the rotation going on, but of course. Looks like we got some put buyer here on the NEO. NEO not looking too hot. Boeing here starting to come in, printing lows, but it's a slow mover, so don't expect much. Don't cry for me.
Yeah, you got a sweeper with some time here doing some buying in Zillow Z, buying June. It looks like May and June calls.
Zillow, eh?
No, Z, not A.
No, but I said Zillow A.
I know what you said. I know.
He's going Yogi Berra on you again.
Oh. What is this RNW? Renewable energy here. RNW. What do you think about it going to 835? Ted Chambers. Well, I don't really trade that, but what do you think about it? Tom Gunn is talking about the bonds.
You got repeat buying in that bowling ball alley play again. Big short position. BOWL.
Do they really sell bowling balls? What is this?
Bowling
Bolero.
alley.
This is They own a bunch of bowling alleys,
Yeah.
and the fucking shit's going higher. Wow.
This is freaking. That's a redneck trade. I like it.
When's the last time you went to the bowling alley? Jesus.
Oh, no idea. No
Exactly.
clue.
Well, a couple years.
Exactly.
But you know what? I like the Big Lebowski and Kingpin. So there you go.
Lebowski's a classic.
Yeah, you got to put on the shoes and shit. Like,
The clown shoes. Yeah.
That's too much. That's too much. Can't do it.
I mean, what happens in a recession, right? Like you limited funds, you buy cheap beer and go bowling. It makes sense.
Yeah.
We ain't in a recession, son.
Yeah, recessions are local, my friend.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that one. Oil here just kind of stalled out here. Banks have stalled out more or less. You're getting most of the buying in the pharma names. And again, if they can rotate back to starting to buy some of the techs here, that's going to be your cue for higher prices here. That coin bounced. Playing the coin ranges, guys, is where you want to be at. This shit's got range, man. So you can scalp the shit out of this. If you want to name the scalp here, trade this fucking coin. This shit's moving. This shit is moving. I'm holding my Boeing here, and again, still holding for 255. Of course, if market goes higher, this trade will probably break at some point. Take Profits is saying it's a few hundred to take your kids bowling these days. My man, it's a few hundred to take. It's a few hundred to take them out the motherfucking house at this point.
Seriously.
Try to put them on a plane, forget about it. A couple thousand,
Easy.
couple racks.
It's funny. I was thinking about that this weekend. I was like, it's like you can't go anywhere without dropping 3-4K.
Yo, they should have an option to put the kids in the bottom of the plane.
Just bundle them up in like a fucking snowsuit or what?
Yeah, man. That's the move right there. That is the move right there.
So, Jay, how big of a short position is in that bowl? Because they squeeze the crap out of it and catch everybody, then we probably have a short idea.
Supposedly pretty big. Again, I don't know the details, but that's the word going around since we saw sweepers in it. When was it? A week or two ago? We were trying to figure out why they're sweeping it, but that's the sizzle of the story.
Just a squeeze, huh?
Yep.
There's no real fundamental reason for bowling to be sexy.
Well, somebody was talking about the real estate assets are worth money, shit like that, but I don't know. But they're playing squeeze there. They're not.
Where do they build bowling alleys? Like nobody wants that land.
You got me. That's not my specialty.
All right, take a look at this Boeing here. It's looking like we got our price here, 255. Let's see if it crosses through. Tape
Nice
here
trade.
so far looks okay.
Nice trade. I see the 21-day EMA Lucci down at around 250.5. If you want to roll and go for something lower.
I was thinking of the same thing there. I was thinking of the same thing. Which one I should roll to? Thanks for the advice.
We don't give financial advice here at Wall Street Jesus. We are not
Entertainment purposes only.
We give considerations.
Eddie, you in this Boeing? mean, I think if SPY can get back down to lows here, we got a chance for Bowen to go even lower. But you know, you don't want to overstay your welcome in this fucking market. This fucking piece of shit market. All right, let's burn half of this. All right, I've burned half of the Boeing here.
Hey
And
guys,
I'm going to roll
You're rolling. Nice.
as my man Ronchero recommended.
Roll them and smoke them.
All right, covered half. Yeah, officially covered half of the Boeing. I just bought some 250s. Smaller amount on the 250s, and let's see if SPY wants to go to lows. There's $3 on the option. Warrior Eddie, I'm not talking to you, Eddie. There's an Eddie here in the office that just started. So his name is Eddie too, bro. So
Crazy
nice
Eddie.
dump. Nice dump there on the Boeing. You're looking at good move on the option. It's almost a double here on the option.
Very
on a
nice.
Monday.
Very nice. Check out the potential gap fill on Walmart and the activity on this week's 160 calls.
Jesus, you got any color on that Walmart there? The 160
again?
calls?
Which one?
Oh, Walmart. Take a look at Walmart, and then guys, take a look at the chart on the Walmart. You got that big gap here, so it's not surprising. Gap retraces are always tough to figure out the timing of them.
Right.
You know.
But somebody wants that 160.
Uh-huh.
Somebody's got some size in there.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Where's that AMD? AMD through 140. That's what I'm saying. I think you need to trickle down, man. Again, cleanest trade. Take some of these tech names and just sell the calls, man. Sell the calls. If you don't want to fuck around, if you missed the move, sell the calls. If you don't want to fuck around with going long the puts, sell the calls. You know, it's an ideal. You're gonna get some ideal premium. Maybe you can sell them out to Wednesday, Friday. Obviously, if you're trading the Nvidias and shit. I mean, think about it. The whole world was in the fucking 500 calls there, especially with AMD going to 150. Shit, everybody got trapped in that fucking trade. Shit. My boy Eddie here just called out the BTC here. BTC trading 44.9 here, so that's also going to push. That's also going to push some of the sentiment here. Boeing just hit 254. I'm going to dump some more of the shit that I was holding. Let's get out of some of this shit. All right, and then let's see what SPY wants to do. We might continue to trickle down. Notice the SPY is actually a horrible trade in comparison to the range that you're getting on individual names, right? So previously we saw the range on SPX or the intraday ranges on SPX, and then not much action on most of the other shit. Now, so you're kind of getting that little reverse here. Yo, Eddie, I'm gonna start a position short BTC, bro. Small size.
Weeklies. So another rotation cyclical DD. You got some weekly 76 calls being swept up.
DD. What is this?
DuPont chemical put.
Oh, this is DuPont. Got you. Oil swinging back to highs. Bank still looks good. Where's Tesla? Holding. Yeah, man. You still got that. You still got that chance here. If they start buying back techs here, market gets some legs here. Look at the range on Nvidia. It's fucking trash here. If you miss the morning move, you ain't gonna get paid here. That's why I'm saying if you miss that morning move, sell some calls.
There's
Sell
another
some
name
calls, keep it easy.
shorted to high heaven. Riley. There's been a ton of put action too forever in this thing. That's a bank. Fed 25.
All
Nice
right,
size bet for that name.
Is that like an Ally Financial? Yeah, take a look at this
No,
one.
it's a brokerage
Riley
firm.
Financial.
Riley Financial. Small cap brokerage firm.
Did you ever trade through them?
No. They recommend small caps. You see buy recommendations, sell recommendations. Cover a lot of small caps.
They recommend shit.
Roblox here, fading it off. Yeah, most of the ARC names here are also, looking a little bit weak. But again, this is all very methodical.
I'm going to take a little next week, Walmart 162.5 here in the small account.
I like that. Because you're getting time, then you can move in closer if the tape starts looking really juicy.
Well, I could size up here too if I needed to.
Right.
This gives me a starting point. If it gets below like 35 cents, I'll cut it, but pretty easy entry.
John Smith is saying this Mara is tiresome. Alrighty. Tom Yao is saying Lucci BTC breakout is rejected. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. Reject to me would be through like 44,000. So if I see like 43.8, I'm gonna short a lot of it. If that is a big if. Boeing here, you got a point bounce. SPX is now really stalled out. Was pushing the put wall before, and now it's just stalled out. CVX and some of the oil names at highs. So you're still getting a decent rotation here. And then if we take a look at...
there's actually more call buying than put buying out there. It's just big tech is where the put buying is.
Natalia, Qs have a TT1 there?
I got some more Randy and Riley coming in.
Yeah. I don't know. This is going to be a battle to see where they break out. They break out or break down.
What are you trying to figure out over there? What are you looking at?
I'm trying to figure out where SPY is going to break.
Oh, forget SPY. They're buying 3/4 of SPY and selling the 1/4 that's heavily weighted. You got forget it. Tug of war. Forget about that. If anything, that's Qs maybe you want to stick with.
Yep, that's exactly what absolutely.
I mean, if you look the equal weight S&P 500, I'm going to guess right now without even pulling it up, I say it's green. RSP. I'm blindfolded right now for those of you who can't see.
Okay. What did it end up being?
Green. RSP flat.
There you go.
So that's if every company in the S&P 500 was equally weighted, the S&P 500 is flat on the day. Did I just put? Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, I mean, I hit my trade here on the Boeing. I think it's time for the beach.
The beach.
Duh. Well, I got to work on some other things too. Make some hard-boiled eggs over here.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Here's your Walmart.
Easter egg hunt?
You got a Walmart getting a little frisky?
Starting to get a little pop here.
Yeah, Jesus, I'm gonna try this little meat and veggies diet here.
Meat and veggies.
Something you would know nothing about.
What do you mean? That's not no carbs, right? What, the meat and veggies?
Listen, mac and cheese is a vegetable, so get off his back.
Lobster rolls.
There you go. Lobster is my favorite vegetable.
Yeah.
You know what crazy conversation I was having the other day?
But
If a fruit was also a vegetable because it's a plant, but like what the definition of an actual vegetable is.
Does it have something to do with seeds?
That's what I thought. And then, but somebody was trying to argue with me that a fruit is also a vegetable at the same time.
Were they a botanist? Were you arguing with a botanist or just a herb?
I think we were high. I think we were high.
Oh, that
see.
explains it.
there's your answer.
We got about 5 minutes left here. Less than that now. So remember, there's a sign up for your trial, which is a whopping $7.99. Don't be Gem Pop. Come join us.
What the fuck did I just do?
I too am headed to the beach this afternoon, so I will
Really?
I
Which
will be
beach is-
broadcasting from sunny Kona starting tomorrow.
Oh, you're in Hawaii. Got you.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
I think we go to Lowe's here. I think we go to Lowe's, and I like this roll on the Boeing.
Little sushi roll.
Per Google, fruits come from the flowering part of the plant. Vegetables are the edible part of the plant. But fruits are also the edible part of the plant as well. So you see what I'm saying? So per the definition on Google, fruits and veggies are the same fucking thing. This is kind of a problem here.
It's very confusing.
You know?
NASDAQ moving back towards session lows down 1.7%, S&P down 0.7.
You see these AMD puts here? I think they're going for the same fucking thing, man. Just that little bleed lower. That bleed
Yeah.
lower trade. I like
I
this
mean,
AMD.
the
short.
Q's at the lows. The Q's are right. Yeah, Q's are at the lows right now.
Qs are at the lows. This AMD, whew, good
21
God.
EMA is at 136.5.
Impressive.
Russell flat. MO, couple tobacco names. Seen some buying today. Mary Oscar and
More rotation.
BTI, Boy Tom
Yeah.
Eagle.
Right?
Yo, look at the move on this Altria group. This MO here. That's impressive.
That's-
So you're
yeah.
really getting that rotation here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and Gen Pop, we out.
Yeah. All right, guys. We
Latest.
will see you in the steam room here. Remember, we are still I'm short. The market's here short a little BTC and still short Boeing. I still like the weakness across the board, but at any moment, especially if the Qs bounce, that's going to be your cue here to flip sides and try to shoot for a long here. But anyways, we'll see you inside the room. Grab your trial here if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see you in there. Take care.
You got some repeat buying. That's it.